Greetings Mechwarrior and welcome to the breach. Today in Mechwarrior 5 Clans we're going to continue with the main campaign. I've just upgraded the graphics driver and it seems to be having a few problems, so I apologise now if there's any artefacts. We have two missions available, one at 175 tons, the other at 195. We'll take the lower drop tonnage.
Valasek and Santander's killers have taken a substantial number of their supplies when they went into hiding.
Undoubtedly to fuel their guerrilla campaign.
Santander is sparsely populated but still holds several civilian homesteads unrelated to the killers' operations here. When Valasek went to ground, we believe that the pirates may have seized a number of these homesteads to use as makeshift outposts and munition depots. These four stationed along this freshwater stream have been flagged as likely killers' outposts. Despite their remote location, aerial surveillance shows significant mech activity through both regular stream patrols and base sentries.
How do we plan to validate if they are?
That is where you come in, Star Commander. The facility is too remote to commit substantial forces to pacify, so I want your Cobalt Star to investigate. Your star will be inserted on this ridgeline. You are to proceed down the mountain, infiltrate each of these facilities, and validate their contents.
Validate, not destroy?
Validation only. We do not have intel on Valasek's numbers in the area, so this is strictly a scouting mission. Avoid detection and keep an eye out for enemy patrols. Discovered munitions warehouses are to be flagged as targets for an airspace fighter attack run by Hawk Star. Foodstuffs and other vital supplies should be identified for later collection, as the Armada is in dire need of resupply after our long trip along the Exodus Road. Once all targets have been investigated, head to the following exfil location. Hawkstar will do the rest. Good hunting, Cobalt.
As you can see, my star has dropped the mist lynxes and added 2 adders, which has taken my drop tonnage to 170. Both mist lynx are still being repaired at the moment. Liam's adder has also had its large lasers removed and swapped for mediums, giving it better closer range punch.
Jaguar Ops, this is Condor 571, approaching LZ.
Roger, Condor 571. No detection by enemy forces. You are cleared to drop.
Cobalt is dropped.
There is a good vantage point ahead of your LZ. There may be activity in the canyon, but you should be able to stay out of sight as long as you stay on the cliff.
Low profile. Roger.
I have slightly altered the Viper loadout as well. I reduced the missiles down to just half a ton, which still gives me 75 rockets to shoot, but allowed me to increase the armour on that left arm, because in the last 2 missions the arm was falling off before I'd even shot out half of the missiles, so it makes sense. Well, for me anyway. I know the next mission has 190 tonnage drop limit, so it might be time that I need to upgrade the Viper to another mech, or acquire a second Viper for a star mate. Looks like we just need to follow the waypoint until the mission really starts.
Killer forces down below. Keep back from the ledge until they pass. We can't just take them out now? As Wimmer said in the briefing, minimize engagements until we have tagged the munitions.
The Scout Star. You want them to be calm and collected and collect the intel, but you crew with them with the most hot-headed, arrogant and hot-blooded people you could find, the new recruits. We'll have a detection meter at the top of the screen, and I have a visual representation of where the enemy mechs are on the minimap.
Looks like they are moving on. No detection. Good. Cobalt 1, lead your team into the canyon now. There is a river you can follow towards the first base.
Avoiding combat in my mecha game? To be fair, it's a nice touch. To be honest, it wasn't drawn out, it was just a short interlude. And if we're lucky later on in the campaign, we'll get to do the reverse. We'll get to hide and then ambush using this detection mechanic. But for now, let's get into the valley and follow the stream. We have some important scanning to do.
Scan mode disengaged.
What if he's got actual food down there? You mean something other than deep space travel rations?
Stop it. You will make me hungry. I can already barely remember food that did not come in a can.
If we have to tag fresh fruit for destruction too, it's gonna break my heart.
It is alleged that Napoleon Bonaparte said that an army marches on its stomach, which will always be true until we start using robots in combat.
The first munitions depot is just beyond those rocks.
Star Commander, we may be able to get in undetected by jumping up to that ledge.
If you have the jump jets, that is an option. But if you stick to the unlit areas, you could potentially go right through the front too. Either way, Star Commander, leverage tactical commands whenever possible to avoid alerting the enemy. Make sure you utilize your scanner, Cobalt 1. Ensure they do not have any defenses set at the perimeter that could trip you up.
A red laser perimeter. I bet we're not allowed to breach that line.
Scanned salvage. Marked for pickup. Scanning complete.
The briefing said you could go in through the front gate and keep to the shadows. So if we go to the right around the edge of the base, hopefully we won't come across any enemy mechs. A dead end. Let's go back, go back.
Shit, we must have tripped sensors arrays. Cobalt, fusion reactors just appeared on my display. We're about to have company. Sensors arrays?
Blackjack.
Maybe I should have used individual commands to stop them walking across that red laser line.
Enemy mech eliminated.
Scan mode engaged.
Munitions cache confirmed. Tagging for the airstrike team and moving on.
Scan mode disengaged. New target.
Enemy mech eliminated.
Well, that was 2 blackjacks destroyed really quickly, but I have this nagging feeling that I didn't need to have that fight. For the next base, I should use individual commands, or get the star to stay in one place while I do the scanning. Those enemy mechs are a long way from here. They're not going to be able to see
There's a
me.
back way into this one too, if we can get up there.
Jump jet fuel low. Jump jet fuel empty. Scan mode engaged. Scan salvage. Marked for pickup. Scanning complete.
Weapons cache. Jaguar base? Advise.
Marking it down as a valid target. These inferior spheroid weapons are of no use to us.
Roger. 2 to go.
Ah, no combat. That was a lot easier. It seems the trick is not having your star mates anywhere near you.
Same as before. We get in and out of here without detection. Aye aye, Star Commander.
Scan mode.
Go, go, gadget,
disengaged.
jump jets.
Jump jet fuel low. Jump jet fuel empty.
We just set off the alarm. They will know we are
Oops,
here
that was
now.
entirely my fault. I appear to be as big an idiot as the rest of the star. Well, it's a blackjack, so I'm going to go for the crotch shot. As you can see from the ragdoll in the top right, I am burning through the armour. At this close range, I believe this is the quickest way to kill the blackjack.
Destroy.
Well, my medium pulse lasers ate through the blackjack's armour, but he did get a few shots at my head.
Scanning complete.
More munitions.
Scanning.
Location tagged. Clearing
Yeah,
out.
there's another mech out there. It's another
Seems like such
blackjack.
a waste.
Hopefully the star are close enough to help me this time.
These toys hardly count as weapons, Liam. They are useless to us.
I still don't like it.
Hey, when you take up your illustrious namesake's posts, Sakan, you can do things differently.
Very funny.
One enemy mech down.
I have taken a lot more damage than I wanted to, but then again I was facing off mechs on my own, which is obviously not a wise idea, especially when they have 5 tons on me. But I won, so that's all that counts.
Scan salvage.
Most of the armour across the front of the mech has taken some damage, except for my left shoulder, which appears to be okay. That's this base completed, it's time to move on. The 4th cache and our final time not to make a balls up of the situation. I don't think I'm going to use my jump jets this time. Well, definitely not to do a wild jump into the middle of the base anyway. Something more slow and steady and sedate, and not running into enemy mechs. Especially not on my own, where I'll get focus fired.
Scan mode disengaged.
I'll slow down, give the star a chance to catch up with me, and make sure that I'm not going around headfirst into a lance of enemy mechs.
Cobalt 1, give me a sit rep.
Moving in on the suspected armory now.
Hawk 1 is now airborne. They are holding on attack run until confirmation. Your star is prepped to confirm final target and clear the field. Quiaf.
AF, Star Colonel.
Well, I'm going to try and not mess up this time. Give the star some orders. Want to make it sure it's just me sneaking into the base. So if I mess up, it's all my fault.
Got it. Moving together.
That should have them routed to the spot. The Star's now guarding a location, and I'm going to go round the outside to scan.
Scan mode engaged.
Star Commander, these scans.
Scanning complete.
They are reading life forms. There are people locked away in there. Naomi, did you just say people? F.
Disgusting. Why? Why treat them like livestock?
To Valasek, that is all they are. He must be trafficking these freeborns for money.
Jaguar Base. You getting any of this? Requesting permission to move these prisoners to a safer location.
Neg. Attempting retrieval now will only put their lives in danger. Move to the marked...
We cannot just leave them.
Do not interrupt me, Mechwarrior. Once Hawk 1 initiates their attack run, Valasek's men will be looking for a fight. Moving them now would be risking their lives and any intel they may have on Valasek's location. Cobalt 1, get into position and you can draw Valasek's forces away from the prisoners. We will recover them once the field is clear.
Scan mode disengaged.
Well, the commander has a valid point. Let's get the Star back together and see if we can draw off any enemy forces.
On the Star Commander's coordinates.
I'm really struggling calling it a Star and not a Lance. Obviously, I've just played too much Mercenaries and Battletech. At the end of this mission, I think it's about time that we had a closer look at the research lab and the barracks. Spend a little time and resources upgrading everybody and everything. These individually crafted maps are great. They really do look good, and there's a lot of attention to detail, but it does seem to be a lot of effort to go into just one map. On the flip side of that, the Mercenaries, you got used to the maps and could just see the repeats, and that did pull you out of the experience, so to speak. We shall see if I feel the same after another 5-10 missions.
Cobalt in position. Hawk 1, you are cleared for your attack run.
F Cobalt crossing into the AO now. Hawk 1, targeting data sent. Targets confirmed. Commencing attack run. Light him up, Hawk 1. Cobalt 1, hostiles mobilizing across the board. Draw them away from those prisoners.
Brace for contact. Weapons free. I will put these Desgro pirates in the ground for what they have done.
Good. Use that anchor. Keep yourself focused.
Target destroyed.
Well, the map area has shrunk, so it looks like I'm playing King of the Hill. Probably not necessary, but practicing for giving orders in combat.
Another one down.
A little bit of music, a little bit of tension as we wait to get attacked.
New hostile detected. New hostile detected. General.
Mech destroyed.
I think in the whole Star there's only one large laser. I think the majority of the rest of the weapons are medium pulse lasers, which is giving me a distinct advantage at the moment. We're in a fairly enclosed space, and the enemy mech started to medium range.
Missile detected. Local.
Engaging your target.
Enemy mech eliminated.
New target.
I am not the enemy here.
Target destroyed.
It's also helping that all the enemy mechs seem to be lights and that they're only coming 2 at a time. %90 complete, nearly finished.
Compromised left arm.
Yes. They are weakening.
Target locked. Anomaly detected.
On the Star Commander's target. They have some fight in them.
Jaguar base, field is cleared.
Confirmed. Secure the prisoners and hold for relief. Assistance will arrive shortly for their extraction. Hopefully, some of them will have intel we can use to our advantage.
Mission completed. I'm not sure the mission needed Big Bird at the end. King of the Hill would have worked out just fine. Not too bad really. 3 mechs lost weapons, but 4 of the 5 mechs are barely damaged. It should be easy enough to get everything repaired before the next mission. So it's easy enough just to change how many components you're claiming. As I've mentioned, I'm going into clans blind. I've not watched any other YouTube playthroughs or anything like that, or checked out forum posts. So any researching I do might not be the best, it's just what I feel I would want to do. Improving pulse laser cooldown sounds good to me. I'll most likely be using pulse lasers right until the end of the game. I don't think we can go wrong in increasing our salvage this early on. More salvage has to be better, right? So after the next mission we'll have gained cooling for all our mechs, and we'll start on the pulse laser cooldown. As I think we'll be using SRMs to the end game as well, we'll do the heat research on the SRMs as well. At the end of the next mission we'll need to get a lot of weapon components to help with the research. My presently owned mechs. I have enough technicians to get all the repairs done, including all the stored mechs as well. I've earned 6.1 million Krasinskis so far. I think it's time to splash a little bit of that cash. 2.2 million for the Viper will give me my second medium on the field and a second AMS and a little bit extra armour to soak up the damage. We'll replace one of the kit foxes with the new Viper. That will increase our drop tonnage by 10 tons. I do like the music in here. It reminds me of something. I can't put my finger on it. I'm going to copy the loadout from my Viper. I'm going to drop the AMS ammo to a half ton and the SRM ammo to a half ton. I'll then add an armour pack to the left arm. Because as I mentioned in the mission, I was losing my left arm and the weapon before I'd even fired half the missiles from the SRM. It makes sense getting another mech with medium pulse weapons, as that's where I've invested some of my research. The Viper doesn't have any problems with these cooling, so I definitely don't need to add a heatsink. I could drop the machine guns and ammo and replace it with a targeting computer to give the extra range, but I think I'll just replicate the setup that I have on my mech. This alteration to the Viper mech is going to cost me just under 14,000 Korinskis. Not really breaking the bank, is it? Time to look up the skills that the other pilots have, so we can eventually build the mechs that will synergize with each pilot. So Ezra has energy range, energy cooldown and ballistics cooldown. With 2 time cooldown slots, I can see him supplying the Dakar. We have already given him the first level of evasion, so we'll add energy range and energy cooldown. Jaden's 3 skills are energy range and 2 time cooldowns for both missiles and ballistics. Jaden already has evasion, we're going to give him missile cooldown. Liam already has the first level of evasion. We're able to train electronic warfare, missile cooldown and lock on time. So it looks like Liam is supposed to pilot a missile boat. Naomi has heat management, missile spread and missile range. She already has evasion, so we'll give her heat management. Mia already has evasion, and she's set up to be a ballistics specialist. She has the skills ballistic range of velocity, heat management and ballistic cooldown. So I'm going to start her off on heat management. Actually, I'm going to go wild and give her 2 levels of heat management. Well, that's this episode completed. Thank you for watching, and as always, I'll see you on the other side.